Is it possible that your success has nothing to do with luck? Let me ask you something. Have you ever looked at someone successful and thought, wow, they're so lucky. Maybe they speak fluent English, or maybe they have a great job, a beautiful life, or they always seem to be moving forward. And you wonder, why not me? Is it just bad luck? Or something deeper? In today's episode, I want to share something that might completely change the way you see your life, your learning, and your habits. Because the truth is, it's not luck. It's your habits, your daily actions, your quiet choices when no one is watching, the way you spend your time, what you practice, what you avoid. All of it builds the life you have right now, and the life you're going to have tomorrow. By the end of this episode, you'll understand why habits are more powerful than motivation, and why luck is often just the result of consistency over time. You'll also learn how to build habits that actually stick, especially if you struggle with discipline or feel like you're just not that type of person. So grab your tea, put your headphones on, and let's dive in. Why do we love to believe it's luck? It's kind of comforting, isn't it? To say someone is just lucky, it gives us an excuse. They were born in the right country. They have more time. They just have a gift. And sometimes, sure, those things can play a role. But too often we use that idea to protect ourselves from trying. Because trying is scary. Because failing hurts. Believing it's all luck takes away the pressure. But it also takes away the power. When you say someone is lucky, you're ignoring the years they spent practicing behind the scenes. The early mornings, the boring routines, the habits that no one sees. And here's the most important part. If it's not about luck, then it means you have a chance. It means you can create change. That's a beautiful thing. You are not helpless. You are not stuck. And the life you dream about? It might be just a few small habits away. What exactly is a habit, and why does it matter? Let's slow down here for a moment, because habits is one of those words we hear all the time. But do we really understand it? A habit is simply a behavior you do repeatedly, often without thinking. Like brushing your teeth. Like checking your phone when you wake up. Like saying, I'll start tomorrow. And here's the key. Habits are automatic, which means once they're part of your routine, you don't have to use willpower every day. That's why good habits are so powerful. They carry you, even when you're tired or unmotivated. The problem is, many of us are stuck in habits that don't serve us. We procrastinate, we scroll, we skip practice. Not because we're lazy, but because we've trained our brains to do it. So if you want a different result, you don't need a different life. You need different habits. Can one small habit really change your whole life? Absolutely. One small habit, done daily, can completely change your direction. Think of it like this. If a plane changes its path by just 1 degree, it ends up in a totally different country. Your life works the same way. Tiny changes can have massive results, if you stay consistent. Want to learn English? 5 minutes of listening every morning is a habit. Want to feel better? Drinking water before coffee is a habit. Want to grow your confidence? Speaking kindly to yourself is a habit. It's not about changing your whole life overnight. That doesn't work. It's about starting with one simple, doable thing, then doing it again, and again, and again. That's how lives are built, not by luck, but by quiet, small efforts repeated over time. Why do we struggle to build good habits? This is the part no one talks about. Building good habits sounds simple, but it's not always easy. And there are a few reasons why. First, we expect perfection. We start a new habit and want to see instant results. But good habits work slowly, like a seed. You plant it, you water it, You wait. Second, we often try to change too much at once. We make a long list. Wake up at 5, go to the gym, study 2 hours, cook every meal. And after 3 days, we burn out. That's not failure. That's just bad planning. And finally, we think we need to feel like it to start. But you don't need motivation. You need momentum. Just get moving, start small, and build trust with yourself. Even if you fail, keep going. That's how habits grow, not from perfect days, but from imperfect action. What do successful people actually do differently? Let's be honest. Successful people are not better than you. They're not smarter or more special. But they often do one thing really well. They show up. Even when they don't feel like it. Even when it's boring. Even when it's hard. They create systems. They protect their time. And they focus on what they can control. Their effort, their mindset, and their habits. And here's the best part. You can do this too. You don't need to be rich or famous. You just need to decide. Successful people don't leave their lives to chance. They don't say, maybe. They build routines that support their goals. That's not magic. That's intention. That's habit. That's power. What if I've tried and failed before? Great question. And here's the truth. You're not broken. You're just human. Everyone fails. Everyone starts and stops. Everyone struggles with consistency. The difference is what you do next. Do you quit or do you adjust? Failing is not the opposite of success. It's part of the process. Think of a baby learning to walk. They fall again and again, but they keep getting up. Why? Because they're not thinking, I'm a failure. They're just learning. So if you've broken your promises to yourself before, that's okay. You can start again. You can start now. And this time, start smaller. Make it easier to win. Build trust little by little. That's how real change begins. How do you create a habit that actually sticks? Okay, let's get practical. How do you make a habit stick? First, make it obvious. If you want to read, leave the book on your pillow. If you want to stretch, put your mat near the bed. Don't make your brain search for it. Second, make it small, really small. Want to journal? Just write 1 sentence. Want to study English? Just listen to 5 minutes. Make it so easy, it's almost silly not to do it. And third, connect it to something you already do. For example, after I brush my teeth, I'll write 1 word I learned today. Or, after lunch, I'll listen to Luna's podcast. That's called habit stacking. It's a great way to build new behaviors on top of existing ones. What happens when you stay consistent, even when it's boring? Here's where the magic really happens. Most people quit when it gets boring, when it's not exciting anymore. But the ones who keep going, even when it's hard, even when they don't feel like it, those are the people who change. Consistency is what separates dreams from results. And yes, some days will feel slow. Some days you won't see any progress, but trust the process. Keep going. Even 1% better every day adds up. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to keep showing up. Quietly, repeatedly. That's how you build a life, not by big moments, but by tiny, invisible habits that grow over time. So, what's the real secret behind success? Let's bring it all together. What's the real secret? It's not talent, it's not motivation, and it's definitely not luck. It's your habits, the choices you make every single day, the way you talk to yourself, the way you show up or don't. And here's the powerful part. You are in control. You can choose new habits. You can change your direction. You can become the kind of person you admire. Slowly, gently, day by day. So next time you see someone doing well, don't say they're just lucky. Ask yourself, what habits got them there? Then look at your own life. What habit can you start today? What's one thing, small, simple, doable, that you can repeat this week? Because your life is not built by chance. It's built by habits. And starting today, you can choose better ones. Hey, before you go, I just want to remind you of something important. The fact that you're here, listening to this, thinking about your habits, your future, your potential, that already makes you different. You're not just living on autopilot. You're paying attention, you're learning, and that matters. Remember, you don't need to change everything overnight. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to keep going. Pick one small habit, practice it. Be gentle with yourself when you slip, because you will. But don't give up. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are becoming. Thank you for spending this time with me today. I hope this episode helped you see that it's not luck. It's your habits. And that means you are in control. Bit by bit, step by step, you are building something beautiful. If this episode inspired you, feel free to listen again anytime, or share it with someone who needs to hear it too. And remember, every small habit is a step toward a new version of you. You've got this. Talk to you soon.